to this online arbitrage deals video. I hope you're doing well. And in today's session, what I wanted to do was talk about the top 3 things to consider before you go ahead with a prep center. Now, prep centers, for anyone that isn't aware, are basically an establishment whereby you can send your products and they'll prepare them correctly for you and send them to Amazon. So it means that you don't have to prep the items yourself, which is something that you may not want to do, especially as you build your business up and you've got lots of inventory and stuff. It's good to know how to prep in the first instance, so you know what's entailed, and if you do ever have to do it yourself, then you know how to do that and you have an understanding of preparation. But ultimately, as you grow your business, that might not be a completely feasible thing to do. So this is where a prep center can help you out. Now, obviously, they'll be aware of all of Amazon standards and such. They'll keep up to date with that, so they'll prep everything correctly for you. So it is a massive help. Obviously, it is an additional cost to your business. So before you go ahead with a prep center, you need to consider 3 things, and that's what I'm going to run through on my trusty whiteboard right here. So the first thing we're going to be looking at is the location. So location of the prep center. Now, think about the primary thing you want to think about with this is the location in regards to the location of where you purchase your products from. Now, of course, you might be purchasing your products from here, there, and everywhere. So if you can think about a location that would work best for the range of places that you are purchasing products from, if you know they are distributed from a particular place, then if you can find somewhere whereby the distance is sort of shared out amongst those places where you purchase products from. Of course, it might be uneven in some cases, but if you can get it fairly averaged out, then basically it's going to help out your wallet. So think about the distance between A and B, A being where you purchase from and B being the prep center. If you do purchase consistently from one place or a range of places that are in the same kind of location, think about a prep center that is relatively close-ish to that particular location. Obviously, the bigger the distance between A and B, the more it's going to cost you, so a higher shipping cost. So you got to think about that. So firstly, think of location, and also if you ever had to visit this prep center, not saying that you will, but if you ever had to, is it a place that you can reach? So think about location. Also think about the pricing as well, and obviously that's probably one that sounds like common sense to you, but there's a number of things to be aware of before you actually go ahead with the prep center in regards to pricing. So inquire as to if there's any additional costs for anything. So be aware of all of the costs associated with the prep centers. Find out if they'll charge you on a per week, a per month basis, or if they do it on a per item basis. And if there's any additional costs for using things like bubble wrap, for example, or poly bagging or something like that. So be aware of all costs. Sometimes they'll tell you the cost for the actual prep, but then these additional things like the extra cost for like bubble wrap, for example, is something that you might not be aware of initially, and then that will hit you. So you want to be aware of all costs. So make sure that you find out from that prep center any and all costs associated with using them. So pricing is an important one. And obviously you want to weigh up what's going to work best for you. Is it going to be per item? Is it going to be something where you pay so much per month? And of course it might be that per item is going to work better for you right now, and then in the future, maybe when you grow out your business and you've got more inventory, maybe on a per month basis is going to work out better for you. So think about pricing. And then the last thing is think about the reviews. So actually go ahead and look up the reviews for that particular prep center. There's a bunch of things you're going to want to be aware of before you actually go ahead with them. So you want to get the word from the horse's mouth, as it were. So if you make an inquiry into any Amazon groups that you're a part of, hey, do you have any recommendations on a prep center? Or hey, have you used this prep center? I was thinking of looking into it and going ahead with them, but just want to double check, has anyone ever had any dealings with this particular prep center? And of course, if other Amazon sellers give you their view, it's going to help you out big time. Look for reviews on the internet, so Google, Trustpilot, things like that. See what people have to say. And obviously, if there are any negative reviews, then actually look into those negative reviews and make sure that they are actually negative, or think, could this be just a disgruntled client that, didn't get their own way and it was a bit unreasonable, so maybe they've put a negative comment for that reason. So not every negative comment is going to be truly negative. So if there are any negatives, you need to look at how many there are and what sort of things they're talking about. So look at the reviews. Obviously, you need a real insight into the prep center itself. So getting reviews is really the best way to make a judgment on that prep center, as well as location and pricing. So these are the three most important things I would say to consider before you go ahead with a prep center. So location, pricing, reviews. Hopefully this video was helpful. If you were curious as to how you can actually get started with selling on Amazon, everything involved, if you want to know a bit more about prep, then I'd heavily recommend checking out the Arbiversity course, which is a free 7-day online arbitrage course that you can go ahead and check out. No strings attached, just straight up knowledge. And basically you can start the course knowing absolutely nothing about Amazon at all, and by the end of that course you'll be sending off your first products to Amazon and getting money rolling in. Hopefully this video was helpful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.